They want to finally get one big payout. You see solo artists do it. You see bands do it. Legacy bands. There's, nobody's angling for the Imagine Dragons catalog. But obviously, they're not going to have as much material as a band that's been around as long as some of these other ones. So, like, I think Fleetwood Mac and then Stevie Nicks sold her solo catalog and the whole thing. So it's a way for a lot of these artists that have hung on for a long, long time, Bob Dylan and, things like that, where they'll go, okay, I just want to cash out. You sell it to a company or something, and then they can do whatever they want to with it. They can jam every one of your friggin' songs into a commercial if they want. And they think that the Queen catalog's going to go for over $1 billion.
$1 billion?
Yeah, Universal is in talks to have the entire Queen catalog. They would buy it. Disney owns it now. And Disney says that they will consider selling it and that Universal Music Group is looking at it. And it could be, they said they're expected to have the purchase done in about 30 days, and it'll cost them a little bit north of $1 billion. And that's just...
I would like to come up with ways that they can use their songs. Like, how about a sickle for someone that is bisexual? Use the Queen song, Bicycle, Bicycle.
Yeah, well, if it's Pride Month and maybe there's gay farmers or, gay communists, who knows? But the four members of Queen, of course, Freddie Mercury passed a long time ago, and John Deacon, their bass player, he quit the band a long time ago. So Queen now has been Brian May, Roger Taylor playing the drums. It was Paul Rodgers for a while from Bad Company, but it's been Adam Lambert for a long time now. Mm-hmm. But the four members of Queen had equal shares in the band, and Freddie Mercury basically left everything to his platonic girlfriend. There was a woman named Mary Austin who, before, because Freddie Mercury basically, obviously everybody knew he was gay, but Freddie Mercury...
Wait, what?
The band's called Queen, Bill, but Freddie Mercury never really...
That was like a joke.
Never really. Well, it's a double entendre, probably. But Freddie Mercury never really copped to it and then was finally like, yeah, I'm gay, and then died like a month later from AIDS. It was very shortly after he came out that he died. But again, a woman who lived with him, and I don't know if he was ever legally married to her just for some tax purposes or whatever, but she was Mary Austin was this woman, and she was his best friend. He left everything he had to her, and she now is auctioning off a bunch of his stuff because she said, I have to put my affairs in order, which sounds pretty ominous. So maybe she's sick.
It's really strange because I know a lot of homophobes that are huge Queen fans, and I just never understood.
What's one got to do with the other?
Because
it's like the people who are mad that Rage Against the Machine is so political. Like, they still like the riffs.
All right, well, when you put it in that, like, when you say it that way, I understand. But when I was in college, like, one of my roommates, he would say comments and stuff, so maybe he wasn't necessarily a homophobe, but it came off very homophobic. And he would always sing Queen songs. I'm like, Freddie Mercury is way gayer than I am, right? He's like, you fairy. But he's cool. Like, blah, blah, blah. He can sing and blah, blah, blah.
Well, he's also way deader than you are, too. So,
but
you advantage Poundcake.
Do you think he would be as beloved today as he is now that he's dead?
Well, I mean, there's no way to know that, but I don't know.
Like, if he was alive, do you think he would have the same impact on... history?
I mean, your legacy is the same. They would have produced more music. They'd have a bigger catalog. But the work that they did before he died would have remained intact. It's like Rob Halford from Judas Priest, all right? Anybody who was paying very close attention to what was going on with that band could figure out that Rob Halford was a gay man. It was a lot of leather. It was a lot of spikes. It was, and I'm talking 70s and 80s when that wasn't, nothing subtle about that. And so when Rob Halford, though, but rock and roll and heavy metal has always had a there's a very kind of monochromatic, literally and figuratively, way for a lot of rock fans of seeing the world. So when Rob Halford came out as gay, there were a lot of people that were like, what? Like that changes how, you hear the songs. For some people, they were like, okay, so he's singing to a dude. But so was Elton John, and so was, whatever, who cares?
One of my favorite things right now is there's a trend where a very popular song is the Pretty Girls Walk Like This, and little kids love that song. Little boys, little girls.
I don't know that song.
It's a TikTok song.
Yeah, so you'll just see little boys. I saw this video of them walking up to bat to that song, and they're like doing like whatever little dance that goes to that, and it's hilarious because they're just kids, and they like it's not a big deal. The people put too much into lyrics.
But that's also
what's fun.
That's what's making
Making them gay?
Making red hats heads explode.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
little
you're
kids.
not a pretty girl that walks like this. You're gonna be a man. It's a catchy song. Calm down.
There was a guy on the funny bus last night, and I don't know if he was joking. There was a point in the ride where Julia started playing YMCA, and this guy was sitting there with his arms crossed, and she was giving him a hard time. And she said, or what he said was something along the lines of, I won't do anything gay. And I don't know if he was joking or not. I mean, I assumed that he was.
Village people aren't gay.
Well, Mary, you and I know that, but I
Come
mean,
on now.
come on. I mean, out where I live, we have a local drag troupe, the Bay Village people. And boy, do they do.
B-A-E?
Huh?
B-A-E?
No, B-A-Y.
If you want to live here, you're going. Oh, no, never mind.
Go ahead. No, finish it.
If you're
Take
gonna
two.
live here, you're gonna have to pay. The taxes are high.
Where was that go? What?
I don't know.
tune?
I don't know. It
What
worked in my
tune
brain.
was that?
It broke. It worked.
I couldn't find a
broke my brain.
melody. I couldn't find a tune.
It broke my brain.
It broke all of our
There was
brains.
something about YMCA trying to be expensive in Bay Village, and I thought it was going to work, and then when I started opening my mouth, it all exploded, and I hate it.
Bill got a haircut, so it's exposed more of his skull.
Yeah.
Your haircut
Perhaps
looks
there's
so good.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have to rely on my looks now, obviously, because my joke that I just tried to do just derailed everything.
Back to the moneymaker,
Yeah.
Bill.
Cool.
Yep.
So just look at Pretty
That
Bill.
Punim. There you go. You're giving off Egon Spengler vibes from
What
the
is
cartoon
that?
people have saying. Mary, see me after the show.
Egon.
From the original Ghostbusters cartoon. Yeah. I have a haircut appointment for tomorrow morning, and every day before I get a haircut, I go, I'm going to cancel.
You want to grow it
I
out?
cancel. Yeah, but then I'm like, why? Every time. Every time. And I don't want to do it last minute because that jams my girl up. But
At least,
it's like, huh?
at least you have options where you look good either way. The fact that I grew my hair out, everyone's like, "Oh my God, thank God you grew your hair out. You look so much better now. This is a good look. Last time you look like the guy from Impractical Jokers."
But wasn't that also coupled with you getting more hair?
No,
I thought you were still I thought it was a combination of growing it out and getting the minoxidil.
it was, but then I didn't re-up on it. Like I
see.
I didn't pay for it, and then I just grew my hair out, so I have new fancy ways to hide it. Now I could,
Fancy ways to hide it.
yeah, because
right.
when I have hair on the sides, it doesn't show how far back my hairline is.
Yeah.
So if I were to shave it down, it probably would look the same way or worse. But no, I stopped taking like finasteride, or I'm sorry, the minoxidil. Well, both.
Yeah, they have to work in concert with one another.
Yeah, I
right?
stopped taking it like a year ago because I switched insurances and I didn't like go to my doctor to get a re-up.
I see. Anyway, on the Freddie Mercury Queen tip, the thing that I thought was the most interesting in this friend of his saying that she's going to auction off the Freddie Mercury collection was among all of his items was an early draft of Bohemian Rhapsody. And they had originally titled it Mongolian Rhapsody. And I wonder how we would have enjoyed that. So we would have enjoyed it just as much, right? There would have been just as many people looking up what a Bohemian was as looking up what a Mongolian was. And so near the top of this initial draft that he had written out, he had written Mongolian Rhapsody, and then he had crossed it out and replaced it with the word Bohemian. And apparently this was something that like nobody who was into Queen knew anything about, but like one of these things where he was doodling words and phrases and things for that song. And that's just among the things that they're going to auction off. So if Disney sells the Queen catalog for north of $1 billion, that means that each one of those members is going to get, north of $250 million. I believe that's how the money works out, right? And they're already very, very rich men. I mean, very wealthy.
How much did Disney buy it for?
It didn't say that, or at least I didn't see that in the article. But Freddie Mercury's friend is, it sounds like she's not doing well, so she's going to auction this stuff off. 1,500 items. So stage costumes, artwork, the handwritten and alternate lyrics for Bohemian Rhapsody. Boy, imagine having that. There's a lot of rock star crap that people will bid on, Not that this is an instance of that, but like the Kurt Cobain guitar that he broke on stage or whatever, that just went up for auction and it got 6 times what they thought it would. I think they price it a little bit low because somebody's like, oh, this should get $150,000. And it's like, well, there's still a lot of, Kurt Cobain aficionados, I guess. But something like the handwritten lyrics to Bohemian Rhapsody, that seems like something that somebody would,
pay a lot.
Yeah, of
money
course.
for,
You
yeah.
mat it and frame it and put it,
I'd put $200 or $300 into
Yeah, me
that.
too. I'll match it. We'll go 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
And
Go halvesies.
Yeah.
Tear it in half.
Hey, let's
and
go
then
Dutch on these lyrics.
Just rip it right down the middle, like that Bible story, and we'll...
Or fold it into a paper airplane and then throw it around, and whoever gets it can enjoy it.
Sure.
They can unfold it, read it, refold it, extra creases. You want it to be more like a jet than a biplane. But Mary Austin is 72 now, and she says she'll keep a few things from Freddie Mercury, but for the most part, she's going to be auctioning these things off. It'll be at Sotheby's. For those of you who want to make the trip for our bureau chiefs in the greater tri-state New York City area, you can get over to Sotheby's today through next Thursday. So if you're a Queen fan and you've got easily hundreds of thousands of dollars burning a hole in your pocket, get your ass over to Sotheby's and figure that out. Might be something for you. Alan, I'm a bureau chief in McKinney, Texas, about a half an hour north of Dallas. Could you wish my niece Frankie a happy last day of first grade? Today was my daughter's last day of first grade.
She got kicked out of school?
Kicked out of school.
Whew.
They said, don't come back till mid-August. And so I was trying to impart to my daughter, by the way, about how, because she likes school. I liked school. But that could change. Who knows? I said, during the course of your school career, you'll feel differently about things. And then when you become an adult, you never have summer vacation again. So I'm like, this is as good as it's going to get, as a kid. Because, when you're a kid, school is your job, but you happen to get summers off. But when you're a grown-up, you don't ever get summers off, right? Doesn't matter how nice it is outside. I'm in here all day, all year long. So I'm trying to impart on her how much fun she should be having this summer, just so vicariously I can appreciate it and she can appreciate it. But Jason in McKinney, Texas, he basically emailed us so we could help him pick out a Depeche Mode shirt.
I couldn't get any of those pictures to load.
I'm a sucker for the Violator cover, so I'll always go for the Violator cover merch, but that was my pick. You couldn't get his pictures to show up.
Yeah, it wouldn't load on my computer or on my phone, and then I was like, I'm not going to do this because then I feel like I'm going to get in trouble.
Get in
like
trouble?
It's like a phishing email.
No,
or if
there's
I
a link.
open
There's an Amazon
something.
link right there to his list. You just didn't want to help.
You're right.
You were worried he was going to try to take blood or something.
Mhm.
You don't want to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not helpful.
When is your half kid out of school?
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
Well, that's tomorrow, right?
God, dude, this whole week has screwed me up so much being a day off.
Same. I've
I
thought.
thought today was Friday.
Yes.
All day long.
Yep.
But why that? Because
It should be
when I was
back.
getting my haircut today, we said the same thing, and we're like, oh, at least it's Friday. And we're like, wait a second, it's Thursday. Why does it feel like it's a day ahead and not it should feel like Wednesday?
Yeah.
But it doesn't.
I'm flying out to
Stupid.
LA just for Saturday and Sunday.
All right, you're going to sound so stupid if you go out there and call it L.A. They call it La.
Oh, La La Land.
La La
Yeah.
Land, Mary.
Well, I was like, oh,
The coast.
I gotta schedule my Uber because it's an early flight, so I gotta make sure I'm doing all that. I'm like, dude, I'm so glad that I got it together because I was fully ready to show up at the airport tomorrow morning, like ready to go. But
Are you going out for reshoots?
I am going out to tape something that I'm not allowed to talk about yet.
Ooh,
Did you
send me
ever
non-disclosure.
whatever happened with the reshoot situation for
For the movie?
when you got COVID?
Well,
They threw the movie away.
Yeah, they,
They
just
burned
quit the
it.
whole movie. No, I texted the director and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be in LA in June." This was like last month when I found out about this different taping. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be out in LA in June. Did you want to try to do some reshoots?" And he was like, "No." He's like, "We can't make it happen that fast. Maybe we'll try for fall." And I was like, "All right." I was just giving you the heads up. And
Oh, you jacked up his whole project, didn't you?
that's nothing I can do about it.
No, I understand.
Yeah, but
You got COVID.
He's gonna
We'll
be
see
real
what
rude to you. Like, did you gain weight since the last time we
I've
filmed
gained
you?
weight. I cut my hair off. Well, I specifically texted him because I was like, if we're not going to reshoot, I'm cutting my hair. Like, I'm not going to keep it the same for 3 years until you find another time to reshoot, you know? And he was like, yeah, chop it all off. Then we're not going to be able to do
He's
it.
so pissed.
Right.
Oh my god, what a petty director.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he
everyone-
also stars in
Because
it.
but he's also mad. I mean, it's not your fault, but it's your fault.
Yeah.
But at that point, you either be mad or you could have broken the law and just done it and not told anybody.
Not
Like,
even broken the law, gotten a bunch of people sick.
Yeah, it's not breaking the law. I mean,
But I'm
it's-
just saying, screw it. Like, it depends on how bad you want it. Like, it could have been anybody. So I understand he's not mad at you per se, but he's just mad at the situation. But okay.
Listen, I'm just like, if we can make it happen, cool. If not, that's fine too. But I got to cut my hair. He's like,
Chop
"What?"
it off, bitch.
He said he was like, shave it. I don't care what you do.
Oh my
But then he
God.
was like, I'll come out to your taping on Saturday. And I was like, I don't think that you're going to come. But he wrote the movie, stars in it, and is directing it. So this is like his baby.
And apparently taking the hit on it too.
Seriously.
well, yeah. I mean, when it's your thing from tip to taint, like you're trying to get it finished so you can sell it,
Right.
get it distributed.
Ugh.
And here's Mary holding the whole production up.
I've offered him so many different solutions where I was like, I can do it this way. I can do it this way. I'm coming out to LA. I'm doing
They
that.
should just get somebody in like a blondish wig and do all the reshoots, but from the back of their head.
Yeah, there you go.
Right? I got a letter from. Do we all get the letter from Laura in Richmond, Virginia?
I don't.
She's a
think
Richmond,
so.
Virginia bureau chief, and she said, I'm a veteran math teacher and I have a master's degree in applied statistics. And that story about Mary's brother is making me pull my hair out. Mary was talking about yesterday how her brother was a social worker.
Yes.
And his observation or his contention was that a majority of the gay patients he had seen had been molested as children. And so he drew a direct correlation between those two things. And Laura says here that the sample is extremely biased and way too small because he was clearly only working with people that needed his help. So low income, high poverty. He could have talked to the same size group of straight patients and found that they were abused as children at the same rate because of being in, high poverty situation or whatever. But it would be very difficult to come to any meaningful conclusions. Now, she's coming at it from the perspective of a math nerd, right? She's
Yeah.
putting a lot of expertise and flourish on kind of my clumsy assessment of it yesterday. But listen, I think any day we can get a listener to pull her hair out, either figuratively or literally. It's not a bad day. And it's not like Mary's brother. Is he still a social worker?
No.
Ah.
He said he's had a lot of jobs. I think that one made him too sad.
It's a
I
tough
imagine it
job.
might.
That's a sad job, dude. That's a
It
real
is.
hard because you're mostly dealing with kids who
Mhm.
have less than ideal.
That messed up their
yeah.
lives because
Right.
of their poor decisions. Kids, get it together.
If you want to be working at the slaughterhouse at 2
Mhm.
a.m., you better pull yourself up by your tiny bootstraps.
There's jobs out there for you, kids. You just got to go move to Missouri.
Nobody wants to work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that would be something that's something that he studied for, right? You have to be
Yeah, he went to school.
That's what
and
I
got like
mean.
a degree for it, but he's had every job. I'm not
After
exaggerating when I say he's probably had 200 jobs in his life.
No way.
Dude, I'm
How old is
telling
he?
you. I'm gonna text him. 40? Or he's gonna be 40?
How do you possibly have 200 jobs by the time you're 40?
Because he's done.
You start working when you're
everything.
15.
Yeah,
I mean,
he did.
Wow.
40
40 jobs in 25 years.
Count all my jobs on one hand.
I mean, I've had a lot of jobs, but goddamn.
He's had more
200.
jobs
There's a
than
joke
anyone
there
I've ever
about all my jobs on one hand.
Do you ever switch hands?
No, same
Oh,
here.
I
you
count
know.
all my jobs on one hand and 2 lips. There it is.
Yeah.
My brain is back.
He did it.
Oh, I said, how many jobs do you think you had? He said, I know how many. Hold on, we got ... I know.
Oh,
this is big. This is big news. Let
Yep.
me see what he says.
And how does he know off the top of his head? Is he asked this a lot because he?
He's had a ton of jobs, so I would not be surprised if this is the first time, or this isn't the first time someone has asked him that.
Okay.
But he got fired a lot. When he
Right.
was young.
What I'm saying is, on a resume, he wouldn't list all that. I mean, that's
Oh.
an employer running. What?
37.
That's pretty
Guys,
close.
no lie. My brother,
had
200.
like
Well, that
200
makes sense.
jobs.
37. Like,
That's still a ton of jobs.
Yeah.
right, but it's like a funny ton of jobs.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell that story and people can believe you and it'll be funny. 200 jobs.
I'm going to tell him, I guess 200.
I don't think there are 200 jobs.
Not in America.
Nope.
People keep stealing them.
They're out there. Nobody wants to work.
Yeah.
Everybody's over 12
37 jobs.
and doesn't want to work. All right. Well, congratulations. That's it's a hefty number of jobs, and he should be
Listen.
pleased. Very impressed.
I don't exaggerate. Okay?
And we
That is an
appreciate that about we appreciate that
Just
about
remember,
you.
when you get to Los Angeles, they call it law.
Yeah.
Like
We're trying
on your taping, be like, "Oh, I'm so happy to be here in law."
Uh-huh.
You say it like that. Though that's their accent. Like, "Oh, law."
Mary, I don't see you writing any of this down. You're not taking
No, she's
notes.